Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and on this channel, we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. We got a question here from YouTube user Clung TV Ed Tapiary 2753, who asks us, when I was injured on the job and returned with permanent restrictions, the railroad gave me a desk job. Great. Sounds like an accommodation. 2 years later, they forced me onto medical leave because they were no longer willing to accept my restrictions and told me I needed to go get them lifted. That's a claim. No question. Based on what I know. I refused and didn't work for over 6 months. Got to keep yourself safe. My injury lawyer from the accident told me to just get my restrictions lifted because I got my money. Well, that's bad advice. Why are you going to your injury lawyer, your personal injury attorney, or your comp attorney for your employment law advice? Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Clung TV goes on. Wow, I only got a quarter of what we were asking for, and he took 25% of that. Okay, so listen, I'm not going to cry about your personal injury attorney getting 25%. That's super low. If that was a comp attorney, that's still a little low, depending on where you are. That being said, when you say you got that much, I suspect you mean you agreed to a settlement of that much. So you have a hand in that as well. Let's set all that aside. You're taking employment law advice from not an employment attorney. You know what a workers' comp attorney is? Not an employment attorney. You know what a personal injury attorney is? Not an employment attorney. Stop taking employment law advice from not an employment attorney. I would go a step further, even if somebody tells you they are an employment attorney, if they do other things besides employment law, my stance is they're not really an employment attorney because the field of employment law is relatively complex. There's a lot to know. There's a lot of detail, and I don't think you can really do everything you need to do to be fully versed in the realm of employment law if you're also practicing comp law, personal injury, matrimonial, any of these things, right? Any other field. There's certainly overlap with commercial paper and commercial litigation, stuff like that. Like there's fields that overlap a little bit more and a little bit less, but I'll be frank, the realm of injury litigation, workers' comp, med mal, personal injury, not a lot of overlap. It's one of my concerns about some of the big PI firms. I won't mention a name, but the national PI firms that put their ads all over podcasts that say they take employment cases. They got a lot of personal injury attorneys, really good ones by all record, but they don't have a lot of employment attorneys, and that's concerning to me, right? That's a source of concern. So I can't stress enough. Don't take employment law advice from not an employment attorney. That's the most basic thing you can take away from this video. Don't do it. Sounds like you got some really bad advice here. Now, that being said, if they're forcing you out, you've been out for 6 months, that's a claim. I hope it's still timely. Under the federal laws, you're going to have either 180 or 300 days to get that filed under the EEOC statute of limitations, depending on what state you're in. Now you're at the railroads. There's some additional stuff you got to keep an eye on there. Talk with an experienced employment attorney who knows how to deal with the railroad, because actually there are some differences in the laws governing the railroads in the United States. They're grandfathered in a variety of ways. There's a variety of specialized statutes. There's things you have to know. You need a firm that's done it before. You don't want to be somebody's first run with the railroad. Just want to be upfront with you. You could have the best, the sun, the moon, the stars of employment law. And if they have never touched a railroad worker case before, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. You need someone who knows the railroads. You need someone who knows the special laws, the special procedures. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. So you need to be aware of that. The overarching situation is very simple. You were injured on the job. Sounds like you had a comp case. Railroad comp, right? Railroad worker injury. You had accommodations. They accommodated you, proving that your accommodations were reasonable for about 2 years. Then they stripped the accommodations. You're in a great spot because they proved they could accommodate you. Then they just didn't want to anymore. They took them away. That's a great claim, potentially. That claim, I would imagine every firm that's capable of doing this for you will make you an offer to do it, right? They will want to help. They will want to be involved. They should rationally want to be involved. This is potentially a big money case. Railroad workers earn. They earn because it's a dangerous job. You found out the hard way, right? But listen, railroad work is tough. It's grueling, long hours, dangerous, hot, cold. It's tough, right? You talk with tradies and they're like, oh, soft hands. My friend, you're a finished carpenter. Your days are sweet, cool, and relaxed compared to a railroad worker. Like, it's just not. Railroad work is tough work sometimes. And it's all over the country. All over the country. All kinds of environments, all kinds of situations, all kinds of dangers. So, get you an attorney right away. Don't wait. Statute of limitations, we don't know. We don't know from what you're writing here what your situation is. And if you blew your federal statute of limitations, look at your state. Look at your local. Look under the railroad statutes. See what's left. See what's left. Because this could be a really big money claim for you. This could be life-changing. Most employment law claims are not life-changing. Most employment claims are, a couple years of average earnings. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Maybe, 7 figures sometimes. It can happen. Here, some of what you're saying makes me think we could have a little bit more. And I want more for you. I want more for you. Right? So get on top of this. Be smart. Stop talking to not an employment attorney. Start talking to an actual employment attorney. Right away. Tomorrow. Today's Saturday. Get on the phone with them Monday. If you can, get on the phone with them today. Right? I guess this video is not going to post till Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday. So when you see this, it's Tuesday. Get on that phone. Get on that phone. And I mean, just be notable when you're talking to these people, when you're talking to these intake folks, like, hey, they accommodated me for 2 years and they stripped my accommodation for no good reason. And that proves, listen, it proves they could accommodate me, proves I could do the job. I succeeded at the job, the desk job, did a good job, showed up, did it, everything got done, proved the accommodation was good and right and made sense. And then they stripped it because it wasn't convenient for them. It's not the law. It's not the requirement. It's not what they need to do. It's not what they need to live up to. So take them to task. Get paid. For real. Like this is not the time to play games. This is not the time to type on the internet about how you got a bad attorney who took 25%. Like, talk to the real attorney who actually does this. Go get the real money. And you're going to pay him a lot more than 25%. You're going to pay them 33, 35, 38, 40%, something in that range. Some of them take 50. I've seen people take 50. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I've seen people take 50, right? And if somebody is going to win you a lot of money and they take a higher percentage, but their talent, their skill, their experience causes them to win you a lot more, if it's worth it, fine. Fine. As long as you're coming out ahead. All right? All right, Clung TV, Ed Tapiary 2753. That is a weird username. But I want to see you get paid. I want to see you made whole. I want to see you get your day in court. So I'm rooting for you. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Share this. Help the channel grow. All the things. Yeah, if this was helpful, do all the things. Thanks. Take care.